Hello fellow citizens of YouTube, this is Hatt and welcome to the Guild Wars 2 Thief Weapon Skill Overview. We will be starting with a single sword. Slice is a basic auto attack that deals damage on contact. This skill transitions into Slash, which does the same thing, and finally into Crippling Strike, which also cripples the foe for a short duration. Infiltrator's Strike shadow steps you to a target foe, slashing out at them for damage. If you trigger the skill again, it shadow steps you back to the location you originally used it at. Stab simply lunges forward with your sword, dealing damage to foes hit.
Can't breathe. I need healing. Seriously.
Moving on, we have the main hand sword and offhand dagger. As you may have noticed, the third skill is changed but the first two haven't. For the thief class, the third skill changes depending on the weapon combination used. This combination yields flanking strike. You evade behind your foe for a short period of time before slashing out at them twice, the damage increasing on the second hit. Now for the dagger offhand skills. Dancing Dagger throws a dagger that bounces between enemies before returning to you. Each enemy struck is dealt damage and is crippled for a short period of time. Using Cloak and Dagger, you stab your foe before stealthing yourself for a few seconds. This inflicts vulnerability on the opponent for a short duration. With the main hand sword and offhand pistol, the third skill turns into Pistol Whip. Pistol Whip lashes out at the opponent with the pistol, stunning them while you slash at them repeatedly with your sword. Headshot fires a shot at the target's head, dealing damage and momentarily dazing them. Black Powder fires a shot at target opponent, dealing damage to them. This also creates an area of black smoke around yourself that blinds nearby enemies. For the single dagger, we have the auto attack Double Strike. This lashes out twice, dealing damage on each hit. This transitions into Wild Strike, which is a third hit that does damage again. This finally transitions into Lotus Strike, which strikes once more, dealing damage and with a chance to inflict either vulnerability or weakness. Secondly, we have Heartseeker. Heartseeker leaps you towards your target foe, slashing them for damage. The damage is affected by how much health they are missing. The more health they are missing, the higher the damage. And last, for the single dagger, we have Twisting Fangs. Twisting Fangs spins you around, hitting enemies nearby multiple times, and each hit doing damage and inflicting bleeding. Equipping 2 daggers results in your third skill becoming Leaping Death Blossom. You leap over an opponent, striking out at nearby enemies several times, each hit doing damage and inflicting bleeding. Equipping Pistol in the offhand with a dagger results in a third skill Shadow Shot. You fire a blinding shot at a foe, before shadow stepping to them and slashing out for damage. For wielding a single pistol, your auto attack becomes Vital Shot. You aim a shot at the target's vital areas, doing damage and inflicting a bleed over time. Body Shot takes a shot at target's center body, doing damage and inflicting vulnerability for several seconds. Repeaters fire several bullets in rapid succession, each shot doing damage on hit.
I need healing. Seriously. Can't breathe.
Using a dagger in your offhand while wielding a pistol, it changes your third skill to Shadow Strike. You stab your foe, then shadow step backwards to shoot them, both the stab and the shot doing damage. Wielding 2 pistols changes your third skill to Unload. It blasts your foe repeatedly and quickly with both pistols. The Thief's final weapon is a ranged one, the shortbow. The shortbow's auto attack is a trick shot. It fires an arrow that can bounce between multiple nearby enemies, doing damage to each hit. The next skill is Cluster Bomb, which fires a bomb at target area that detonates on impact, creating an explosion that deals damage and inflicts bleed on enemies nearby. If you activate the skill while it is in midair, it detonates early, dropping smaller bombs over a wider area. Disabling shot causes you to do an evasive leap away from your foe while firing a shot at them. The shot cripples them, lowering their speed for several seconds. Choking gas fires an arrow at the target location, spreading poison within the area that deals damage over time and reduces healing effects on anyone nearby. The shortbow's final skill is Infiltrator's Arrow. You fire an arrow and shadow step to where it lands. Enemies around where it lands are blinded for several seconds. For underwater, the thief can use the harpoon gun and the spear. The spear's auto attacks are used in the order of stab, jab, and poison tip strike. Each hit does damage and the final hit poisons the foe. Flanking strike is an evasive move that puts you to the side or behind your target opponent, dodging attacks while you're in movement and striking back at them. Nine-tailed strike is a counterattack, where if you are attacked during your block, you dodge that attack and strike back with a series of blows. If you're not attacked while blocking, you regain some lost initiative. Toe line damages and cripples a foe while pulling yourself towards them. And finally, Shadow Assault unleashes a series of attacks on your opponent over a period of time. During this time, you evade attacks. The other underwater weapon is the harpoon gun. The auto attack is Piercing Shot, which damages and bleeds foes. This attack can pierce through foes, hitting those behind it. Deluge rapidly fires a series of shots, each shot doing damage on hit. Escape fires a harpoon that deals damage on hit, leaving behind a trail of poison as you escape backwards that does damage over time and reduces healing. Disabling Shot fires a harpoon that damages a target foe, crippling them for several seconds. And lastly, we have Ink Shot, which fires a harpoon that damages on hit, leaving behind a trail of ink that blinds foes in a line. If you detonate this shot, you can shadow step to it. This has been Hatt, and thank you for watching the Guild Wars 2 Thief Weapon Skills Overview.